Niagara Radio Players invites you through the creaking door of an Inner Sanctum Mystery. Good evening, friends. This is your host to welcome you through the creaking door into the Inner Sanctum. Come in, won't you? I'd like you to meet some new guests we've dug up. Now that peculiar guitar standing off in the corner by himself has a serious case of claustrophobia. Poor stiff. He just can't stand shrouds. Now, this fellow to your right was a mountain climber in life. He took his wife on an alpine hike, and while they were going up an icy slope, he cut the rope that held them together. Now he just couldn't stand to be tied to another woman. And now, meet one of the most forgettable characters, Wild-Eyed Willie. One day, Willie's ugly wife bit him. So in anger, he buried her in the backyard. 6 months later, his homely mate came up as a dogwood tree to haunt him. Now, according to Willie, her bark is much worse than her bite. Please, friends, please. Absolute silence. We want it so quiet you can hear a head drop. In a small hillside New England cemetery, a chilled evening wind stirs the leafless trees with a complaining murmur. A blood-red moon probes through the branches with grotesque fingers touching the faded headstones with their eerie light. A frail, drawn-faced young woman sits on an old stone bench, listening acutely to the rustling of the branches, as if to capture some word whisper of the dead's forgotten past.
Sarah? Oh, Sarah? Sarah, where are you?
Oh, Paul! Paul, I'm here. I'm over here.
Oh, Sarah, I've been looking all over for you. What are you doing out here anyway?
Well, I was called out here, Paul.
What?
Oh, the wind. There was a voice on the wind, and it called me to come out here.
Oh, that was just in your mind, darling. No voice called
Oh,
you.
yes, Paul, it did. I recognized the voice.
You recognized it? Well, then whose voice was it?
Well, it was old and tired and sort of cracked, and yet I could recognize it as my own.
You heard your own voice?
Yes, Paul. And it was strongest right here, where I'm sitting now, among my family's graves.
Hello there? Hello?
Oh, it's just Mr. Griffin, the caretaker. I asked him to help me look for you.
Oh, well, I see you found her. All right, Mr. Seaton.
Well, yes, I found her all right, Mr. Griffin.
I thought I saw Mrs. Seaton come through the graveyard here earlier. I didn't expect she'd still be...
Well, what's wrong?
Well, it's...
What's the matter, Mr. Griffin?
It's just that I get a sort of funny feeling every time I stand or pass this grave.
Well, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
That grave, that one there, the one you're standing next to.
Well, why? What's the matter with it?
Well, ain't you noticed? It's only one name on the headstone. The first name, Hester.
Huh. That's strange. My family name is Randall. Wasn't this woman a Randall?
Oh, you don't know the story?
Oh, what story are you talking about?
The kin who buried this Hester woman didn't think she deserved the family name, so they left it off the headstone.
Why? Why didn't they give Hester her full name?
Because they didn't want anyone to know who she was, I guess. You see, Hester was burned at the stake for witchcraft.
Witchcraft?
Yep, that's what they say.
Oh, no, Mr. Griffin, my wife is an ill woman as it is,
Oh,
and
let him go on, Paul.
Oh, but Sarah,
What else, Mr. Griffin?
Well, that's all, Mrs. Seaton, except Hester claimed at the stake that they were burning an innocent woman. She could be heard shouting it as the flames licked around her. She threatened with her last breath that she'd get even someday.
Well, how could she get even?
I don't know. According to the story I read, Hester said that this town owed her the years of her life they took away.
Well, now, this is completely ridiculous. It's only a legend.
Mr. Griffin, tell me, how many years ago did all of this happen?
Well, it's right here on the headstone, you see. Hester, a lost soul born October 13, 1759, died. Heavens.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, look, Mrs. Seaton, the date of Hester's death, it's worn away.
Sarah?
Oh, yes, Paul.
What are you doing out of bed? When did you get up?
Why? Just a minute ago. I can't sleep. She keeps calling me. I hear her voice right here in this room, and just a few minutes ago.
Well, what?
She was begging me to help her, telling me she never really lived, and pleading with me to bring her back to life.
Now, Sarah,
Oh, I thought I saw her.
Now, Sarah, believe me,
She
there's
was
no...
dressed in a black dress, and there was a large W on it. That's for witch. And in her hand, she held a flaming torch.
Oh, I'm going to call the doctor.
Someone's at the door.
Go. All right, I'll see who it is.
No, wait. I'll go.
Good evening, Mrs. Seaton.
Why, Judge Foster.
I hope I didn't awaken you folks. I saw a light in the window.
Oh, no, that's okay, Judge. Come right on in.
Thank you. I'm sorry to bother you this time of the night, Mr. Seaton, but I was looking out my window on the other side of the cemetery, and I thought I saw something, or someone, prowling around out there. And I decided if they came over this way. I wondered if they came over this way.
Well, who was it?
Well, I don't know. Someone carrying a torch.
A torch?
Go on, Judge.
Well, of course, it could be that my eyes were playing tricks on me. They're not so good. But as far as I could make out, it was a woman dressed in black.
Paul.
Now, you saw this woman, Judge? You're sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw her. Of course, it's kind of dark out there, but it looked to me like there was something on the front of her dress.
What do you mean?
Well, there was the letter W, a big white letter W on it.
Hester. It was Hester. Just as I...
No, Sarah.
Hester? Who's Hester?
Hester Randall. That's who you saw. She was in this house.
It must be a trick. You see, someone is trying to frighten you, to make you worse.
Now, hold on, folks. Hester Randall was buried over 200 years ago.
But she's come back to life.
Mrs. Seaton, I don't...
Now, Judge, my wife is ill. She doesn't realize what she's saying.
Oh, I know Hester's alive. You didn't believe me, Paul, but Judge Foster saw her too.
Well, I didn't see anyone who's been dead 100 years.
Now, what is it, Judge?
Don't you smell it?
Well, yes.
Something burning?
It's the odor of burning flesh. Look, out in the back lawn, stuck in the earth. It's a torch. A flaming torch. Sarah, I tell you, it's useless to have me dig up this grave.
Oh, I've got to know, Paul. It's the only way I'll be sure.
Careful, Mr. Seaton. You're just about deep enough for the coffin now, if it's still there.
Now, Judge, I don't know how you can sanction this type of thing.
Well, Mr. Seaton, you see, I want to be sure, too.
But this is ridiculous.
Ah, you've struck wood with the shovel. Yes, it's the coffin, all right. You'd better go easy now. That wood is soft with age and half rotted away.
Okay. I think we can open it now.
Wait, I'll give you a hand with the lid.
There's something inside.
Well, a body charred.
It's a body, all right. Only it isn't a woman's. You can still make out the face. It's Griffin, the caretaker.
Dr. Norton, I'm so glad you've gotten here.
I came as soon as I could, Mr. Seaton. What's wrong?
Well, she's worse, Doctor.
Oh?
Well, much worse. She's been in her room all day, hiding like a frightened child. I think the reading has made her worse.
Reading? What reading?
Oh, well, for the past few days, she's been reading books about her family history.
Why did you let her have them?
Well, at first they seemed to quiet her. But since the night they found Mr. Griffin's body in that grave, she wanted to know more and more about Hester Randall.
Paul?
Oh, Sarah, Dr. Norton's here, dear.
Oh my gosh, you've got to warn him, Paul, before it's too late.
Warn whom, Mrs. Seaton?
Judge Foster! He's in danger! Hester will kill him next!
What?
Oh, it's in the records of the court. The magistrate who sentenced Hester to death in this state was a man named Foster.
Now, Mrs. Seaton, you're just upset.
Oh, please believe me. Judge Foster is a direct descendant of that magistrate.
Now, Sarah, Hester's dead, dear. The dead can do no harm.
Oh, Paul, you don't understand. She's killed one man already, and now she's going to kill another. She swore she'd get that revenge on the magistrate and on the man who was her accuser.
Mrs. Seaton, all of this took place over 200 years ago.
What about Mr. Griffin?
Well, what do you mean, Sarah?
He had the same name, too. According to the record, Hester's accuser was a man named Richard Griffin.
Judge Foster, my wife insisted that I come over here and warn you about Hester.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Seaton, for troubling. But I'm not a bit worried about the similarity of names.
Well, I didn't admit it to Sarah, but the coincidence with Griffin was strange.
Oh, the dead never frightened me, Mr. Seaton. But thank you for coming over. Oh, by the way, can I drive you home?
Oh, no thanks. Dr. Norton is waiting for me outside. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Seaton. Now, where did I put those glasses of mine? I'm sure I left them here on the table. Say, who opened that door? Is that you come back, Mr. Seaton? Well, confound it, whoever it is, answer me. Who's out there?
It's me, you preposterous just Duke.
What? Who are you?
Your conscience has been dimmed by the evil of your acts. Who am I? Mark you well this torch I light. Now mark you also my garb. This black garment I wear, and upon which you have impressed the wicked W.
Hester!
I, Satan's magistrate, Hester Randall.
That Hester character, that's the way a dame gets when she's burned up. Makes a specter of herself. I tend to feel sorry for the old Judge Foster. When Hester showed up, the poor guy didn't know which way to turn. They should have believed Sarah Seaton. She sure had Hester dead, rather, alive to rights. Yes, indeed. It's a wise descendant who knows her forebears, particularly the grave-minded ones. Well, now let's get back to our flaming fable and see what's cooking.
Paul, wake up!
Huh?
Oh, please wake up!
Oh, Sarah, what's the matter, darling?
I just had a terrible dream. I'm afraid.
Now, easy, dear.
I dreamt that Judge Foster was killed. Tonight! By Hester. Oh, you did warn Judge Foster, didn't you, Paul?
Well, yes. Well, yes, of course. Where are you going, dear?
I'm getting dressed. I'm going down to tell the judge myself.
You're staying here.
Oh, please, Paul, please let me go. It means a man's life.
Well, you heard what Dr. Norton said. Under no circumstances are you to leave the house. You're to talk to no one.
Why am I being kept here like a prisoner? Why don't you let me speak to... What was that?
Well, it sounded like the door banging in the wind. Yes, there it is again.
Oh, didn't you lock the back door?
Yeah, well, I'm sure I did. I better go see what happened.
Wait, I'm going with you. I'd better turn on a light here in the kitchen.
No, you don't have to. I can see. Well, it's the door, all right. I guess I must have forgotten to spring the latch.
Paul!
Sarah, what's the matter?
Out there! By the trees at the end of the lawn. I thought I saw a figure.
Well, all right. You just stay here, dear. I'll be right back. Well, there's no one out there, Sarah.
You sure?
Well, yeah, positive. Probably just a shadow.
Paul! There's someone right here!
Sarah! Sarah, what happened? Sarah? Where are you? Sarah! Well, she was standing right here, Sheriff. Right here, at the back door, when I heard her scream.
And there wasn't a sign of her when you got back here to the door?
Not a sign.
Well, folks just don't vanish into thin air, Mr. Seaton. She must be around here someplace.
Well, I've got to find her before it's too late.
Too late? What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know, really. I have a feeling that...
You're not going to tell me about dead witches returning to... Are you? Just don't tell me you believe in that stuff.
Well, I don't know what to believe.
Sheriff, is that you, Sheriff?
Yes. Who's there?
Dr. Norton. You'd better come with me, Sheriff. I've just discovered something on the side of the road, about a mile away. Mr. Seaton, I think you'd better wait here.
Well, what is it? Dr. Norton, what have you found?
I'd rather you wait here, like I said, until we're sure.
Well, what are you trying to hide from me?
I guess you better speak up, Doctor. If it's something that concerns Mr. Seaton, maybe he should know.
Oh, all right, Sheriff. When I made the turn on the road, my headlights caught it in the ditch. I wasn't sure at first, so I stopped the car and got out.
Okay.
It was a body in the ditch, a charred body. This way, Sheriff. Over here to the right.
Well, where is she?
Easy now, Mr. Seaton.
Right here, Sheriff.
Wait until I switch on the flashlight. There.
Is it Sarah?
Just a moment, Mr. Seaton. Dr. Norton, you've made a mistake.
What?
This corpse isn't your wife, Mr. Seaton. I can tell by that ring. It's the ring that Judge Foster always wore.
Hello? Oh, yes, Sheriff. Any news yet? Well, why can't your men find her? It's been 6 hours already. No, I haven't heard a word. Yes, well, please call me as soon as you hear anything, will you? Yes, okay, thanks. Who's there? Who's there?
Paul! Paul, open the door!
Sarah!
Yes, quick, let me in!
Oh, Sarah! Thank the Lord you're all right.
Oh, Paul! Oh,
Darling, where have you been? What's happened to you?
oh, wait, lock the door quickly! Oh, she doesn't know I've come back. She's still looking for me.
Who?
Oh, Hester. She was out there, Paul. That's why I ran from the house. She called to me from the road, made me go with her.
Go where?
To the cemetery. She kept me there, torturing me, begging me to change places with her.
Darling, you're not making any sense.
Please believe me. We've got to get away from here tonight, right now. Oh, she'll kill me if we don't. Oh, she wants my life for the one she never lived.
Now stop it. Stop. Get a hold of yourself. Because there's no such woman as Hester Randall.
But I saw her. I talked to her.
The woman you saw is somebody else. Somebody living who wants you to believe that it's Hester. She wants everybody to believe it.
Oh, but why, Paul? Why?
Well, because she's a cold-blooded murderess. She's killed 2 people already, and she's trying to drive you out of your mind completely.
But then who? Who could it be?
Well, I wasn't sure before. Now, I'm almost positive. It's Dr. Norton.
Dr. Norton?
Now, you saw this Hester, Sarah? What is she like?
Well, like a ghost. Like a shadow in the light. You know, you can see her face, and yet you can see right through it and beyond.
Now, no, come on. That was just an illusion created by the night, dear. And perhaps some other tricks of a clever, scheming woman. You'll see. I'll prove that it was Dr. Norton. It's that back door again. It's blown open again.
Leave it! We've got to get out of here!
No. You stay here. I'm going to see who opened that door.
Oh, please hurry! Don't leave me alone for too long! Paul!
What is it, Sarah?
Don't come in here! Don't come back! Run away as fast as you can!
What's the matter?
Don't come in here! She's here! It's Hester!
Sarah!
Look out! I've got the gun off the desk! I'm gonna kill her!
Sarah, are you alright?
I've killed her, Paul. She won't torture me anymore. I killed Hester. She came toward me and I fired.
Sarah, there's no one in this room, dear.
Over there. In the hall. She's there.
Well, where? I don't... Oh, good Lord. You've broken the mirror.
What?
You've shot it yourself.
No. It can't be. I can't be her. And yet I saw her face.
And it was my face, too.
Sarah, it was you. You all along.
I am Hester, fair gentleman. It is warming to have such a friend as you to stand beside me in this mockery of justice.
Oh, Sarah. Sarah.
Run! Run as fast as you can, Paul! I was wrong! I haven't killed her! Run!
Sarah, I've got to help you. I've got to explain to you that it's just
Thou art not Sarah. Not anymore. Can't you see who I am? Can't you see who has taken my place?
Sarah, listen to me. I love you. Please, come back to me.
Sarah's gone. Now I can live the years they took from me.
Sarah!
See in my hand this pistol? We will bid it, I say. It will come with me.
Still no answer, Sheriff?
No answer, Dr. Norton. I can't understand it. Mr. Seaton was home when I called just 15 minutes ago.
Sheriff, I warned you to have the house closely watched.
Well, I can't do 100 things at once. We've got every available deputy looking for Mrs. Seaton.
Don't you realize she may have gone back to their house? Don't you realize she's the one that might be Hester?
Mrs. Seaton? Hester? What the deuce are you talking about?
I'm talking about dual personality. Mrs. Seaton is suffering from a nervous breakdown, and it's entirely possible that she's the one who killed Griffin and Judge Foster.
Wait! You should have told me this before, Doctor. Come on. We're getting right over to the Seaton house.
Here, Paul. They buried Hester's body here. Dishonored and damned, unnamed. But, Paul, you believe in my innocence.
Yes, Sarah. We better go back, dear.
Back?
Well, just to the house. It's very cold here.
It's cold everywhere, Paul. I feel the chill of death coming near me. You and I are going back through time, to an age where no one can harm us. This torch I hold, it will free us forever.
Now, wait, Sarah. Please listen. Now try to understand, dear.
Ease your mind. The flames will be of no pain. I know because I've been through such a death before.
No. Now, Sarah, wait.
Paul, Hester's going.
Oh, Sarah.
Mr. Seaton, are you all right?
Yes.
Dr. Norton, it looks like we're too late.
Paul, she's going from me forever.
Oh, Sarah.
She's dead, Mr. Seaton.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Seaton.
Sheriff,
What is it? What's the matter?
look at the headstone. I didn't notice that before. It's been recut.
What? What do you mean?
Well, don't you see what it says? Hester Randall, lost soul, born October 13th, 1759, died October 13th, 2017.
Say, have you had your personality split lately? You see what happens when a dame gets her dates mixed up? Poor Hester. She didn't know whether she was coming or going to the grave. Now, if you should be in an old New England cemetery some night and one of the headstones should move, don't be frightened. It's probably just Hester coming up for a hot date. Oh, by the way, there's no parting moral attached to this tale for this evening. I'll just leave you with your own thoughts. As horrible as I hope they are. Well, it's time to close that creaking inner sanctum door from Niagara Radio Players.